Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today I wanted to do an analysis of a match I actually just played. I don't think I played extremely well. I had a pretty good lane matchup. I'm playing LYCAN, and generally when you're playing these unit heroes, if you have a good lane, you should largely be able to carry the game if you understand what to do. So I'm going to quickly, talk about what you can do to just, be a better offlane player, but also just really kind of focus on what I could have done better, because I lost this game, and I definitely felt like it's a really good LYCAN game. I think it's a really good LYCAN game. I can kill off their... I think it's pretty hard for them to burst me, which might seem weird because they sort of burst damage heroes, but you're just very tanky and you can play off your vision, so, I don't really feel like I should get bursted. It was a weird match. Obviously, my support's kind of fed. However, it shouldn't matter. Even my mid got very, very tilted at me, like very tilted at me. And I think I could have been a little bit more active, but at the same time, solo queue is a weird thing because the people who have no cooldowns will expect you to play fast, even when you do have cooldowns, a major cooldown in shapeshift. Not that you're completely useless without it, but you're less useful. So essentially, the main thing I want to focus on this game is my mid-game decision making that potentially enables this game to be harder than it should have been, or makes this game harder than it should have been. Also, I want to tell you guys that if you've been struggling with solo queue and you're looking to get to the next rank, I'm going to be able to help you. Like literally with the gameleap website, I'm going to give you guys guides that are going to make it unbelievably clear on what you need to do. So if you've been stuck in the solo queue grind, you don't know what to do, and you want to become absolutely broken, but like actually you want to become much, much better at Dota, and you want to take it more seriously, the gameleap website is going to help you do that. So click the link down below. I'm going to help you get to the next rank, and I'll see you there. So honestly, the first sequence that made this lane kind of bad was actually this small sequence, which is unfortunate because what ends up happening is we trade first blood for a return kill. But what's particularly bad about this return kill is we fade bolted the wave right before it happened. So I actually lost 2 range creeps just right off the bat because of that. And then from there, I even got probably a little bit too aggressive and ended up missing just a few CS here and there off this next wave. And it really goes to punish you in these high MMR games. You just can't have a lane where you get... It was kind of a bad kill attempt in my opinion from the Rubik. It was actually certainly bad. I'm not going to go back to it, but just really make sure you lock in on your CS early on. From here, I'm kind of just trying to bully them out. I have my Helm of Iron Will. I'm basically invincible. You can see I can just click them to death. But at the same time, I have to focus on the CS. So in between auto denies and CS, I'll click them a bit and slowly just bully them out of lane. And this is why it's a really free LYCAN pick. This Void cannot bully me early on, so I get my Helm early and easily. And then from there, I just feel like I maybe could have kept the lane back. Let's actually see, because I was supposed to be very strong on my Helm of Iron Will timing, but it got disrupted. And I think largely got disrupted off this first blood stuff. So it was fine here. And then I guess maybe I just pull aggro? I guess I pull aggro and it just shoves the wave, huh? And then, yeah, because the wave's close to my tower, it dies fast. So what I could do here... Interestingly enough, because it's very hard for me to completely kick the Void out of lane, like harass him out entirely, which I kind of learned from this. So instead what I can do is I can understand, okay, the wave meets closer to my tower, so I have to deny harder if I want to keep the wave in place. And the reason why is because these creeps will meet up faster than these creeps, and so they'll start hitting faster. So in order to keep it from shoving into the Void, and so I can, just basically play a CS battle against him, because that's extremely winning for me, right? He hits for less than me, and I have 2 wolves that hit for with Feral Impulse. They probably are hitting for basically another hero. So if I lasted decently, I can destroy this guy in CS. But because I get too aggressive here, I hard shove in the wave, and that's something really advanced to think about, guys. Like, is your creep your understanding of creep equilibrium profound enough to enable you to keep the lane back in certain matchups? Because mine wasn't this game. And so I ended up playing just like the trade farm game, which is not bad. You can see I'm very farm. My game is good, even though he got first blood. I'm still above him and on net worth, as unfortunately I get ganked here. I don't know. I'm not too mad about dying there. I got ganked. It's all right. As we get a creep now, we got a decent creep. Unfortunately, it was low, and then I think I get ganked again shortly. Yeah, the Lesh comes in and defends the tower. So sadly, it was a game where I kind of got stalled up. And usually as unit heroes, you want someone to enable your tower, but basically, the big problem is we didn't bring the Pugna here on my shapeshift helm timing, and I should have told him to come. I make this mistake where I get lazy so frequently. Anytime you're playing a hero that can take the safe lane tower, just ask for one other hero. Usually that's all you need, and then he ends up Midasing my creep, so like it's really sad. Right? He just ends up Midasing my creep because he rushed to Midas on Void, which I had a feeling he was gonna do. But he Midases my creep. It's all right. We get a satyr, but he gets a huge amount of space because I got my shapeshift forced. Right? I got my shapeshift forced, and then he gets a chrono kill bottom on our top farm hero, and he Midases my Helm Dom creep, which gives him like Giga Gold. All of a sudden, this Void, who I would argue I kind of counter in lane, just is more farm than me. So if I managed to keep the lane back earlier and didn't miss a ton of CS and got my Helm Dom even like 30 seconds earlier before he got his Midas, I could have dominated this lane. And that's why like Dota's so hard, man. But that's why it's such a good game. It's crazy, man. If I literally if my Rubik doesn't feed First Blood, and I keep the lane back and deny better, and I CS better, two things I'm completely capable of, and I know I didn't do well enough this game. This Void is probably 700 gold poorer, maybe more. And I'm not just saying that because he wouldn't be able to Midas my Helm Dom creep. He'd get kicked out of lane earlier. He'd get the Midas later. He might not have the XP and the gold to gank bottom or be in the position to want to do that. And it would just, the whole game changes. That's why when people are like, I don't know how I can get him more. You don't understand the big picture. You have to think about the big picture. You have to think about how all your decisions matter a ton. For instance, here, game is still great. We're 3K ahead, right? Game's easy. Okay, not easy, but game's good. Game's good. We're doing great. We're gonna get our Helm 2 very, very soon. We rat mid here. Maybe shapeshift early. I thought my team was gonna go in a bit harder. Unfortunately, we didn't. Couldn't get the last kill because of the glimpse. This is what it is. It's fine. Maybe we chase a bit too far here, but it's okay. It's good space. Actually, no, it ends up not being too great. This was probably my biggest blunder. They end up chasing me with 3 heroes. I get a return kill. And I just don't respect the potential of the Void TP. I don't respect the potential. And being good, this was kind of unlucky, but being good is about understanding what can happen to you before it happens. And now I get chronoed and he gets a double on Void. And the only way they win is this Void getting huge, right? Because yes, we have Decrep for chrono, but let's be real, he can still get a chrono. They can follow it up with their Zeus and their Lash. They have plenty of magic damage where the Decrep save isn't too viable. So it's tough, but okay. Game's still 4K net worth ahead. I get my creep, I run mid. Unfortunately, my Pugna gets picked off, which was pretty unfortunate. I also don't know why I picked Pugna with LYCAN Lina. It was very sad. This is the worst Pugna game of all time. He has no magic damage follow-up. And you might be like, what? He has a Lina. It's like, yeah, but it's a carry Lina who doesn't even max Q. And then Rubik is like, okay, but it's not some Skywrath or something like that. Right, it's all right, but it's not a Skywrath, it's not a Tiny unless he steals a certain type of spell, but it is what it is. So okay, we move back into the jungle. Reason why is we're waiting for the Pugna to respawn. So Pugna TB's top, I'm gonna run to him. My Ricky dies, it is what it is. We're still out farming them because we have a Lina carry and my hero farms fast too. So we're gonna take some of their jungle camps. I want to make a move. I think here's where I could connect to my team faster. Yeah, okay. I will admit, I think this is where I'm playing slow Dota, and I don't know why, because the Pugna is very strong right now, even though he goes this build that I freaking despise. I don't understand why you would buy bots when you have a carry that buys bots, and you have a unit hero that shoves out side lanes. Like, there's no space. You don't need to move around the map. I don't think you should argue that this item's for movement speed. You could just buy a Windlace, and then how much movement speed is Windlace? 20? Right? So then you're at 65, which is only 25 lower than bots. I mean, for 250 gold. I just hate this bots purchase. I think it makes no sense. He should just buy like Glimmer or Rush Octarine. Either way, but this is probably my biggest mistake. So I need to look at my team and say, okay, they want to make a move. Yes, I want to farm, but I'm at my timing. I don't need to farm. I mean, it's a weird part about Dota. Even on your timings, you can farm, right? Because like there's a lot of open space and my hero's good at like taking the dead lane, right? But the problem is they can kick me out of here sort of. And my team can't really make the play bottom that they might want to. So I could be connecting harder with my team and letting my Lina farm this area. No. I'm definitely not playing correct here. I'm not playing correct. I know it for a fact. Yes, I get their tier 2. This is probably, I mean, to be fair, that's part of the reason I like staying top, and it's why I default to it. It's because I know if they leave, I get their tier 2 pretty quick, especially with this drums. It just dies, and now I get their outpost, and it gives us future Roche control. So it has its place in the game for me to sit like this, but at the same time, I could be opening the map for the Lina more, and it's a bot's Lina, right? So she can just giga farm everything. Still, game fine. We have an Aegis on Lina, but I want to see what I do again. I just feel like maybe I could have been more aggressive. I'm not sure, because once again, it's like, I'm not particularly playing passive, but we invade their jungle here. I take this deep camp because I want to connect on mid. This seemed fine. This fight went really shit. I actually don't know how, because it starts with an insta-kill on Disruptor, which feels like it should make for a good fight. I guess Ricky couldn't kite out, and then my team just couldn't connect. I guess we just kind of chased too far, too deep. I feel like he could have went on the... Maybe he's afraid of getting chronoed. There's no chrono, though. Which we did know. We actually called it out. I don't know. Weird. It feels like my other teammates... we went probably a little bit too deep. Let's be real. I think I went too deep here. Too deep. Not that it's some bad fight. We get the disruptor, but it's not great because then the shapeshift gets used and we didn't really get too much out of it. We got a disruptor kill and we traded it for a Ricky kill, which is pretty crappy. But once again, here, okay, this is where I really think the game got thrown. I didn't have shapeshift, so like I'm farming at an ancient rotation and then I want to connect. Maybe I should just connect earlier. I don't know. This is the tough thing about pubs, and I get this question a lot from my coaching students. By the way, if you guys want to get one-on-one coaching, you can message me on Discord. It's hashtag speed3853. That's my tag. And there's 3 E's in speed. So if you want to talk one-on-one and I can help you get to the next level, you can hit me up on Discord. I'll respond generally pretty quickly. Sometimes I won't, but generally I will. Either way, I connect kind of, I don't want to say I connect late, but like my team, we're taking a fight here. We're pretty deep. I'm going to shapeshift in, right? But my Lina dies with Aegis, and it's like I'm trying to play around my shapeshift. I'm just not communicating it. I'm not talking in this game. I guess that's the problem. Yeah, I just didn't, I don't know. I wasn't in the mood to talk, and it just hurts because like if I'm not gonna communicate, I almost feel like I have to play with them even when I don't have my timing. Because like I'm still useless. I'm still useful without shapeshift. It's not like I'm not. I still can howl. It's a maxed howl. I still can max howl and like completely destroy a support. As you can see, I'm mega strong. Like I'm just destroying them. But here I chase the Zeus and go too far and die. That was stupid. But yeah, we just like had Aegis and die. And I feel like now that I'm looking at it, another thing that I kind of griefed with, this is kind of a good learning lesson, is we had this Aegis and they didn't have chrono. We could have just taken this tier 2 and played a slower game. I didn't need to, I mean, my Ricky wrapped, so I kind of was like playing off of him. And I thought that fight could be better, so I'm a bit surprised it wasn't. But I feel like we could have just safely walked up to the tower with the units, and they can't really kick my dragon off the units without like getting lifted and decrepit and just probably dying. So even that mid dive was probably unnecessary. And then I could connect a bit earlier to my team. I think that the play my team made was really shitty, because like I don't have shapeshift, and they should know that's our main cooldown. They should play around it. That's like if you're trying to get to the next level, you should pay attention to your teammates' cooldowns. And I don't think they did that much this game at all, which hurt our team. But all right, shapeshift up again. I guess my team got caught bottom here. It is what it is. That's fine. Then we got caught again. All right. I mean, now looking back at this game, I was like curious if I was more AFK than I thought. I really wasn't. The only time I didn't play with there was a couple times I think I could have played faster. I don't like hate my gameplay, and it's one of those things where it's tough, right? Because I did get the top tier 2 because I stayed top that one time. However, at the same time, I think I can just let my Lina play like more of a greed rule and like really hit some giga timings and play off my shapeshift a bit more. I think I could have done that better this game. I think I could have sacrificed myself a bit more, essentially, on my timing. Because like she can't really fight and I can, right? Because he was probably not on BKB and I'm on Helm too. So I was probably too passive. I'm definitely too passive this game. And then the second time, I think I can just connect a bit earlier, even without shapeshift, if my team is going to make a bad play. Like, yes, even if I think it's the wrong play and they're doing something I think is stupid, sometimes you just have to like make the ooga booga play, you know? Sometimes you just have to make the play where your team is just on the same page, because I just put my unit here too. You just have to sometimes make the synergized play. It is what it is. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I know this was kind of like a weird fast-paced video, but this is how I analyze my own games, and it helps me get better. And I also know that for a fact, if you're really taking a close look at what I'm saying, you can watch these videos and understand it has nothing to do with LYCAN. Like, obviously it sort of does, but you get the point, right? Like any cooldown hero can be looked at this way. Any hero that doesn't scale the hardest on your team can be like, okay, maybe I can play a bit faster. And I'm not saying I don't farm. I want to farm maybe just 10% less. You know what I mean? I'm still spending the majority of the game pushing the wave, clearing the camps. That's what my hero does extraordinarily well. LYCAN's one of the best flash farmers in Dota, but at the end of the day, I hit my timing and I didn't close off the map, because it's even a thing of like I'm not taking the most dangerous farm necessarily when I can do it safely, right? So I can be the guy who kind of just once again lets the Lina take the safe shit. Even though top, the one time I went top wasn't that safe, but it will become safe if we force a fight bottom. But all right, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the GameLeap website, where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.